We are back with part 2, episode 5, book 2, Avatar Legends.
And as we have just convened the Tribunal of Justice, apparently, I think that Anticlog will take his leave at this point and go say a more private goodbye with his friends. And does it make sense for you to ask the guards to bring Misseri in? Or do you guys want to head on over to her and maybe not put her next to the room where her victim is?
Yeah, we're not bringing her near
Yeah.
him.
I think we probably just go to her.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to her, she is in a cell very much like what you found with
Anka.
Thank you. Very much like how you found Anka, kind of small, space is a premium, people on the outside, lots of people on the outside, bound probably even a little bit more securely than her, as she was the one who tried to, assassinate the leadership, though probably at least among the town, a little unclear as to who did what. They just know that these two people really need to not be free.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see her, she is kind of sitting in the corner, knees tucked against her chest, and very, very. She doesn't really have a lot of movement range or ability to do much of anything. You could talk to her, or you could decide her fate all on your own at this point.
Very intentionally in front of her and within her earshot, and with a very cold expression on her face, Quiwa starts the conversation by saying, Sato, tell me again why you believe she tried to kill my father, my family, and eventually probably me.
Sato is probably silent for a long second. Says, these are not the actions of the person that I knew. I can only guess that she was coerced into doing such horrible things with threats to her own family.
Did she say anything to you?
Was heavily implied.
Unlike
Is
Anka, you're less silent here. You kind of hear a snort of laughter from the cell.
Mm-hmm. You are not. Your mouth is not bound. Speak.
Oh, to her.
To her, Quiwa says. To.
No. Like, that's the way to talk to your teammate.
I take exception with your tone.
There's no need to be rude.
What is
I will
there to
bury
say?
you.
What reason do I have to answer your questions?
Because there is a child out there that would probably like to see his mother again. The words you say now could make that happen. Or they could make it so it doesn't happen ever again. Unfortunately, I can only do so much here. Speak with this woman. She will decide your fate.
And Quiwa is just looking. She is fighting back cold fury and trying to look impassive.
She willfully shuts up and waits for a question.
Why did the Fire Nation send you here? No.
You haven't.
Why did you agree to come?
I can't say it with a straight face. To regain my honor? I'm sorry.
The honor!
Let me try that again with a better tone. To regain what I had lost, to get back my honor.
Very honorable. Very honorable things you did here.
Well, hopefully some of them were.
Does your honor have anything to do with him? And I'll just point at Sato.
If by have something to do with, you mean the reason I lost it. Sure.
The Fire Nation would not look kindly on those on those who were associated with a deserter.
What you mean to say is that they wouldn't look kindly on me, on us, on your child, as you so nicely bring.
Had you told the rest of us about, like, what she said about your kid before? Or did you leave that out of it?
I think it was Bato who said that, right?
Yeah, I mean, Bato said it in front of Bao, so I think it's probably common knowledge.
Hmm.
Bao
that we
wouldn't have
discussed.
said anything if you didn't want him to.
No.
Like,
There would have been a discussion of like, look, apparently there's a kid. I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about a kid.
yeah,
That bro talk that happened, at some point it happened.
yeah.
Yeah, you had that bro talk.
I got you, bro. We're gonna get your kid back, bro.
You wanted to know my reasons? There were my reasons. Are those enough to let me go now?
Your altitude leaves something to be desired.
Kua's bow arm twitches.
Who gave you this task?
Name, rank, and serial number.
She gives the exact guy.
No.
No,
she
hers.
says those.
Serial number is all she's willing to tell you. You already know the first two. If you've forgotten to memorize the serial number, it's XYZ. I don't care. I'm just...
Yeah, she says the serial number.
Yeah, she's just acting like a POW.
Yeah.
Siri, I am trying very hard to ensure that you can reunite with our child. He does not know me.
And why would he want to?
That is a good question.
I am reading her during this conversation, but we don't actually have to make the roll now if we don't want to.
Fair enough.
We'll make it if there's a pause.
I keep forgetting I have this move, so I'm just gonna send it in chat, and we can leave this on the table. But I can magic people into doing what I want.
Tempting.
Nice.
Oh,
I keep forgetting I have this move. I've had it the whole time, and I just haven't magicked people into doing what I want.
You could be like, honor is what you make it, man.
Yeah, or it's like, or your destiny is this thing I just made up.
Yeah, your destiny is to play in the greatest pie show tournament of the world, which is coming up next week.
Your
Which will be-
destiny is to get us in.
Ooh, your destiny is to retrieve your son from the Fire Nation. I just use this as the through line.
Yes, I was wondering about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We'll get
Go
to
for
it. Oh, do you want to? Okay.
Oh, we don't have to do it right this second.
Well, we might pivot
Yeah,
to it
but-
after.
Yeah, I'm just saying I do have a move to impact this conversation, but it's also not my person who I brought into the story.
Let's
Hmm.
absolutely leave that move to a bit later on in the conversation, as it's
But
going to
it's
be
on
hard
the
to get back
table.
into the flow right now. If you want to do whatever move you were going to read this conversation, go ahead,
Mhm.
as I suspect that will impact things.
Yep.
Yeah, because she's just kind of acting like a POW, like Zen said.
Yeah. Here we go. So yeah, I think I might just be examining the situation, assessing the situation for that.
All right. Make your roll.
Strange there isn't a read a person move directly. Oh well.
There. That's why there's so many of them in the playbooks.
Fair. Yeah. Creativity. Okay. That's a 10. Thank you. +3 to the stat. So I get to ask 2 questions and get +1 ongoing. What here can I use to find out what she wants? Because she seems like she is intentionally antagonizing us and wants to basically get executed. But I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. What can you use here to do that? Make her lose her cool.
Okay. That's my next thing then.
What here can I use to do that?
I was going to say, what's my best way through her cool? Actually, was going to be my metaphorical thing. How do I break this mask she has on right now? Because I think pushing her directly doesn't really work. Hasn't been working. So, like, when we push her, she just pushes back harder. Is what it's been so far.
Not make the stakes clear, but actually, make it very clear that you're not playing games.
Okay.
And put imminent and direct harm on the line right now.
Quiwa draws her bow and nocks an arrow and points it right at her and says, I'm considering releasing this and releasing you from this life. My father can't walk again, and you wanted to do much worse to him and to my aunt. I should execute you here and now. The only reason I haven't is because of him. She gestures to Sato. Because
Who
he
now has a very sad and worried look on his face.
Yeah. Because he, as good as vouched for the you he used to know, that there is something that shriveled, desiccated, rotten heart of yours that is still willing to listen to reason. And she holds the bow and arrow drawn there while she waits for a response.
I was very like nonchalantly taking like a wide stance to like throw up a wall if he needs to.
Fair enough.
Give me a sec before you respond. Technically, I get to choose 4 new drives now that I've marked off my 4 drives. So I need to check if any of them... Let's see. Stop a fight with calm words. Probably not true.
Yes, this seems like
Do you have to kiss someone one?
Yeah. Is she dangerous? You could go up and kiss her.
I'm gonna go with maybe.
Until it's checked off, we're gonna say this every time.
I know. I'll get to it. Especially now that I'm betrothed, I need to fall in love with the new guy.
Ooh, scandalous.
Yeah, I'll need to fall in love with the Fire Nation guy, and then come back and
The pie show, the pie show, like fling.
So one of the ones I'm picking is forgive someone for their previous wrongdoing. Don't know if that'll happen, but that's at least relevant to this situation.
That's a big ask.
That's a huge ask, but at least it's relevant to the situation. Oh, I don't think any of those are directly relevant. So continue on. I'll pick the rest in the background.
I have a thing, but I'm going to bring you into Mordor and right back into the Shire on this one. So, I think Sato's going to step in between the arrow and Miseri and look at Quiwa and say, as much as you would like your vengeance, and it is well deserved, I cannot let you harm the mother of my child. I'm trying to clear Jaded. I have to give up in the face of meaningful opposition. Hint, hint.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think Quiwa looks at you with genuine like hurt again, and this it a flash of pain turns to coldness again. That same cold fury turns on you, and she says, "Whether it by my hands or another, unless something changes, she will be executed for her crimes. She is an assassin, a liar."
I can see your mind is focused on this. You are intent.
I will fire the arrow, metaphorically if not physically.
There's a long look at Miseri, and then sort of a hardening on Sato's face as he steps aside.
This is your last chance, Sato. Like, you can come home. You can have what you lost. If you can have forgiveness.
You think I want forgiveness for people that made me do the horrible things that I did? You think your notions of honor bear any bearing on my life anymore after I saw the product of Fire Nation honor? No. All that lies down that road is ash and pain.
You're on that road now, she says. Quiwa follows up. You still don't understand. He doesn't need their forgiveness. He's the one who would have to forgive them. And she gives him a look like, I know that's a lot more complex than I'm saying, but like... The people you serve, they are monsters. Are you one of them?
Do you want your son to become one of them?
Yeah.
Just want to throw help in there anywhere.
Her silence is damning. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
I think we're getting closer. Silence is new since she started talking. As a player, I think Sato now is probably your chance to plead with her.
Hmm.
You'll get a +1 to her from my assess.
And
Marissa, do you think that's feasible?
I mean, what are you wanting to plead for?
Plead with her to stop with the acting cool, because that was her whole goal, is to break that.
I actually want to plead with her to give up this twisted notion of honor and realize that...
to go straight deeper than that.
Yeah.
Right now, especially with her being cut off with the only way that she would care, she does not care. You can plead. It will not actually...
She doesn't care about what Sato thinks?
No. Not right now. Not anymore.
You can let us help you get your child back and live a decently good life. Or we can throw you in the deepest hole in this cave, where you'll never feel the heat of the sun again, or the warmth of your son again.
I can get out of holes.
Not ones I make. I will marry you.
There's a spell in
You haven't
Pathfinder
met
that
your
is
quota of threatening people
summon
yet.
piss.
Al.
I've hit the quota. I've hit my contractual
Yeah,
obligation. to
Marissa, it
marry
feels like
people.
we should be rolling a move here to me.
Yeah.
I'm not. Or what are you? You are attempting to
Like-
get her to listen.
Well, you said that in order to do this, we need to break her cool, so that's what we've been trying to do, but it feels like that hasn't been working.
Sorry. To do this is equaling.
When I assessed, my first question was how do we get her to be open and honest with us effectively? You said we have to bypass
Fair
her
enough.
cool. I asked how to do that, and you said to put her in mortal danger, and I did.
Has been
And
open and honest with you.
Okay, so if plead doesn't work, I think guide and comfort does. And if I get a 10 plus, I can shift her balance.
Okay.
So yeah, it
I
bother-
think it matters what you're attempting to get. Like, what
Yeah,
do you want
so
out of it? Go ahead.
Sato is trying to get her to realize that the situation in the Fire Nation isn't tenable to a family life, and that the only way she will be happy with her family is if she leaves that environment and helps us reunite her with her son.
I can think of an alternative that may or may not work better. And I think it was mentioned earlier of the read. If you want to roll, a better one might be, and I'm not going to dictate this. Redefine honor and use a call it to a principal roll.
Could call her out.
Yeah, you could call her out. Of like, you're talking about honor. Let's talk about honor, which we
Yeah,
did to a degree, but we didn't directly talk about honor. We just said they weren't honorable.
yeah. I think that same speech sort of applies then. Like that's not honor. This is honor. Honor is,
So let's
living up to your
retroactively-
family obligations.
Okay. And do the roll now for it.
That's good.
What's your balance, Zen?
My balance
Mhm.
is +3 -3.
Because when you call
Ooh, so
someone
you're gonna-
out,
You have to shift away from center.
do you want to do that? We talked about equally, so I can also shift it. Bao talked a bunch after that as well.
I can't willingly shift off the track.
Oh, you can't?
Oh, okay. So one of us has to.
I think I will then. Or do
yeah.
you want? Okay.
We're both the same, so it's fine.
I will shift towards confidence.
Away from center, so sure.
Yep. And
Main roll with their principal, which I totally didn't just hand you on a silver platter.
I think it might be honor.
Oh, we knew that the last time.
I know.
We figured that out when we were fighting her.
And what is her principal number?
3.
Okay, I'm rolling +4 because of my bonus from assess.
She went off balance at 0.
Did she go off
No,
balance
okay.
too? Okay.
Yeah, that's how we stopped the fight with her.
We left everyone in a crying heap.
I agree with the crying heap. Here's where the balance system breaks me because I'm like, yes, but I want to play it as 3 because it's much more fun. Anyhow,
We'll see how this roll goes.
0, that's fine.
That's
Help.
bad.
Yeah, I'm helping.
Yeah, help would be nice.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
only
well,
one
you
of us
need
has to
one,
help.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
I assume my doesn't really.
On a 7 to 9, they challenge your view of the world in turn.
Okay. You say honor is one thing. I understand honor to be another. Who is to say what defines this? Everyone I've ever known, everyone I've ever been around, has agreed with me. You are the odd one out.
Sounds like she's trying to push me
And
back
if,
towards
and if all your
loyalty.
and if all your friends jumped off a bridge, would you do it too?
Yes, they probably had a good reason for it.
I trust my friends. They know what they're doing. And I would assume that it's probably better to be off the bridge than on the bridge if all my friends are jumping off it.
Yeah, the bridge might be on fire. They're all firebenders probably, so someone probably accidentally set it on fire with a sneeze. She sounds like she's trying to push me back towards loyalty.
Challenge your views. World in turn. Shift your balance as they choose. Right, your two are loyalty
and confidence.
Yeah, loyalty.
Okay, I will accept that shift.
Does the consequences of help mean that it affects both of the people in there?
No, that's in
No.
chasing adventure. In this, it's you spend a fatigue to help.
In which case, we're good.
So yeah, I want to shift. Their principal shift. Yeah, I'm calling her to live up to her principle. So I think I mean, you can respond if you want to, Sato. This is more of a joint thing between all three of us, me and Baohu and you. I think Quiwa would say, is it not honorable for a mother to care for her child? Because you don't seem to. And yeah.
He has a father for that. A real father.
Wow. Cold.
Sorry, what was that?
Repeat that.
He has a father for that. A real father.
Yes, the one that abandoned you and ran off. Not this guy, the other guy.
He did what he was supposed to. He finished his part in the plan.
And you left your child to go on a suicide mission in the sake of honor. I think real honor is leaving the world a better place for your children and those
We've
you
been
care
over
about.
this. You think one thing, I think another.
Well, Marissa, I'm going to push back as a player here. 7 to 9 is still a success, and I was calling her out to.
Yeah, the thing is, it's if you read the explanation, on a hit, your words land and your target is called to act as you say, but they still don't have to do it.
I'm a bit confused by that, actually. They are called.
Your target still has the agency to choose to do or not do what you called on them to do, even as they feel the pull of their principles. If they don't choose to do what you call them to do, they mark a condition as they feel internal conflict between what they want and their obligation.
Ah, okay.
What do you want her to do?
I want her to cooperate with us.
Okay, what do you want with your cooperation? Ask something. She can actually cooperate with as opposed to... Yeah.
So in this case, let's discuss this as a group to double check. I want her to be less competitive in general. That's actually probably my main thing, is like tone it down. You don't have to be hostile in every word you say. We're giving you a lifeline. In terms of specific actions, we're literally talking about about like bringing your son to you, and that has been brought up once. And so.
Okay, so you want help rescuing her son and being less hostile.
Yes.
Okay, I can do one of those two things. So I will work with that then. Versus, how do I work this? Problem is that is the issue. I'm sorry, I've mentally written a dead end here.
It's how it goes with role-playing games. NPCs in this type of game are meant to be completely, sometimes, changed or rewritten by the dice rolls and the players.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair enough. Look, I can see that this isn't really going anywhere. How about we make a trade? I'll give you something you want. You give me something I want.
Quill looks at her for a while and considers what question to ask first.
I
You're
think
not really in a
without
terrible-
consulting anyone, Sato will just step up and say, "Where is my son?"
Specifically, I wish I knew. In general, I would direct that question to the general, a person whose name is Honto, whatever his titles are.
Like,
I was a chief researcher.
chief researcher.
Technically
Honto.
a colonel.
He could have been
Right.
promoted since then, but I don't know if he would have
Well,
been.
no colonel at this point. Then he was in military disgrace last time we knew.
Hmm.
If I knew precisely where he was, I would probably at least have gone a different route. Maybe. At the very least, I know Bato.
So your
Now
You-
son is being held hostage.
Yes. Was that not made clear? Yes.
No, it wasn't.
Fine, my turn. I presume that this little exchange of information, precludes your not letting me go?
No.
Fine, that's understandable. Can I at least ask, in this trade, to trade for an assurance that my life is not on the line, at least not without also endangering the lives of my accomplices?
Of your accomplices?
There were these children who were really quite helpful in allowing me
Frick.
to finish my task.
What did they look like?
They were. I raise a hand to bow, and I say, I think I give you a look of we'll talk about it later, but I know what she's talking about. And then I think that Quiwa says, there are no guarantees on your life. Ask for something a bit smaller. A nicer lunch, maybe.
A room with a view.
I give you, I side eye you slightly, we have 5 of those in the whole place. That's a luxury room.
Such hard bargaining you drive. Fine, how about some visits? How about I get a chance to talk with that nice technologist?
Absolutely not.
No, I think Quiwa says, not alone. Bao will be here with him.
I will
Fine.
accept that.
Fine. Whatever you need. And?
Oh, there's no and.
Oh, no, that's your turn.
Yeah.
Is there
Oh.
anything else you want to know before you decide my fate? Or whether my next meal is my last?
I mean, I'd hope we'd have more variety in diet than that. We made the lunch joke earlier, so I'd hope that it's a new dish.
No, it's just potatoes.
I think Quiwa looks into her eyes and says, would you have done what you did if you had your son with you.
Yes. There's not really hesitation. There's meaning. There's
There's consideration, but there's
not even really consideration. My
Mm.
consideration was over which word to use to make it absolute. It wasn't a question to her. The question was more a matter of should she express it. And I've decided that that's only fair to you guys.
I think those around Quiwa can see that she's about to actually shoot this lady with that. You're welcome to stop her if you want to. I don't think there'd be a
Nope.
roll involved.
This seems
Big-
like your business.
Bao would try to stop.
Then you do. If you
Sato walks out of the room.
Mhm. Bao will turn to Quiwa and say, "This is what she wants. Death before dishonor. Let her sit in her dishonor." It's worse than death for her.
Do you want to make a roll, Quiwa? Or rather, Baohu?
Yeah, Quiwa isn't sure how to respond to that.
I think I'm trying to guide and comfort you.
Yeah, I think let's do that.
Which one is it? It's harmony. I got a 1 in it. Yeah, let's just see how this lands. An 8.
Okay.
On a hit, they choose one. Embrace or shut you down.
Oh, embrace or shut you down. I think. Yeah, Quiwa's still pulling away from you. I think in this case, she gives you a look. She doesn't actually say what she thinks, but she gives you a look that is kind of this. You don't understand what keeping her alive is doing to me. Look, she doesn't say anything, and she just walks out of the room. She's definitely rejecting it.
Okay, so you inflict a condition on me, and I shift your balance in response.
I think so.
You're 0-0 right now,
I'm
right?
0-0. My two things are loyalty and confidence.
I could see this going either way.
Yeah.
What do you consider loyalty and confidence?
Loyalty is to those close to her, chosen family, but that also does include she has chosen her actual family, at least right now, as chosen family.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's
Nope.
just a funny way to phrase it.
Yep.
Mhm.
And confidence for her is very much being more, outspoken and assertive. So yes, I also could see either way.
It feels like you're shifting her towards loyalty to me because
Okay.
the
Yeah.
confident Quiwa would have just killed her.
Would have just shot her, yeah.
I assumed I couldn't
Yeah.
probably shoot her past bow.
Yeah,
That's
then I think
A lack
shifting
of
toward
confidence
loyalty.
talking.
Because I see loyalty also as like you're being loyal to your father, but like confidence is more like you don't need this to get her.
That's
Get
fair.
back at her,
Yeah,
like,
no, Quiwa's
yeah.
not beyond that.
Yeah. I like the idea of shifting you toward confidence more, of being like more confident in yourself, of going like, I don't need this to feel better.
That's cool.
If you want to, yeah, I'm good with that.
That's sort of my feeling about it.
Okay.
Like loyalty is more you're loyal to those around you, which I would interpret as you killing her for your dad.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, both principles are so intermingled in this that either one works. So,
Yeah. And then, do you want to choose the condition I take?
looking at
Because it just says
them,
they inflict a condition. I don't think.
it's usually you pick.
Yeah,
Mm.
she just walked out on you. What conditions do you
Maybe
actually have?
guilty because you're the bot. Like it could be something like, oh right, I'm the bodyguard, and then my like
Yeah,
it could be
guilt.
in relation to remembering that you might feel some of the failure was on you for not keeping my dad safe,
Um,
if you want it to be.
Or
Could also
insecure.
say insecure or
Who
troubled.
actually had the right if she should have shot him.
Troubled could work as well.
yeah, I'm leaning more toward. I'm trying to think of what am I gonna roll here.
You could also do angry if you want to get annoyed at Quiwa again for.
You could be annoyed at me, but you could also be annoyed at like her, the prisoner.
Yeah, I think I'll take angry, and it's more geared toward like being angry at um, what's her name, Missouri,
Mhm.
being like, we're trying to help you, and you're just making things so much worse for yourself. And then he's gonna angrily stomp off and probably find his brothers.
All right, I think everyone has left the room with the exception of Dama. Anything you want to add here?
Everyone's left the room. Yeah.
Yeah, we all
Um,
took our turns stomping out unhappily.
I want to sit so Dama's gonna just sit in front of the cell, right?
Mhm.
We're just gonna chill out for a while because she seems very heated. Just gonna wait. I'm
Just
assuming
gonna
eventually he's gonna say something or sit down in a huff, one of those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and at that point, Atama's gonna go off on some story about the frog deer. Um, uh, so she's overzealously honorable. So the frog deer, like, what is a group of deer called?
herd.
A
I think
herd.
so. Yeah.
Um, yeah, about how like some parable about a frog deer who follows its herd into a nest of badgers or something. I don't know. I don't know what eats frog deer.
Nest of
Gorilla
badger
goats,
moles.
apparently.
Yeah, anyway, the point of the story is that, like, yeah, you might be following instructions and you think everything's safe, but really you're just giving up to the whole thing and make it some idea of like the I'm rolling my move.
Yeah.
I'm trying to convince her that, like, her destiny isn't to be pushed around. Like, no one's destiny is to be pushed around. That is, everyone working, when people push you around, it's actively working against what you're supposed to do. Like,
Yeah.
there's a
That and
there's
you're
a
But we
trying
whole
to frame it
interpret
as
that in
like
a
both
different
us
way.
and the Fire Nation, or
yeah, like anyone. Well, it's really that she's rolled over to her destiny. She's decided that others can point her in the right direction. If she follows along, she'll get to the right point. Dama's point is you have to grab it by its froggy horns and push it in the right direction. Otherwise, it's gonna land in the badger bowls or whatever.
So,
I like it.
Uh,
All right.
unlike your Red Markets character, you're deculting her.
Yeah, I'm decoding her. So I'm trying to call someone out to live up to their principle by convincing them that their destiny is, like, available still, even though she is kind of a miserably trapped. Like, she can make active steps towards fixing these problems. By, I don't know, spilling all the Fire Nation secrets,
oh,
going on a tirade to take down the Fire Lord. There's so many options, and she just needs to grab one, go with it. Because this placidness is the mark of a coward.
And that is
I
dishonorable.
really like that. That's a roll with live up to their principle, make the roll.
Which roll is that again? What am I rolling?
For your move, call someone out.
No, it's live up to your principle. It specifically says when you call someone out. Oh wait, no, call someone out to live
It's
up.
both words. They use both words.
Yeah, live up to your principle is you doing it. Call
Yeah,
someone
okay.
out is someone else.
Call someone out. Twitch.
Oh shoot, my balance is at 3. Do I just roll over?
You can live up to your principle by you're telling her to be more determined in her own life, and you can mark a fatigue to roll with determination.
But
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Marker fatigue. Do that. That sounds like a great idea.
That's so silly. All right, I just don't have
You are
enough.
determined to teach her that destiny is not what she thinks it is.
I'm determined to be done with all these prisoner meetings.
Well, it's actually the last one, unless
Yeah,
things go all the way.
My
We will
brothers are
go
getting
find more
arrested.
prisoners.
yeah. Java's just chafing a bit
Seditious
at the idea,
twins.
of being the law in all these situations that we've been forced to be in.
Hmm.
Mhm.
It feels a bit antithetical to our goals of escaping that. That we've gone from prisoners to like judging the fates of others. Like he's not super happy with that turn of events in our group.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I have a thing. I realized that I was going off of the old version of drives on the Roll20 sheet and not the new version in the actual sheet. I think I may have technically fulfilled one of mine when I left the room, but we'll get to that after.
But Damalee, I think you've got a roll to make with.
Yeah, what am I? The buttons are always my problem.
Oh yeah, no worries. 2d6 plus 3 if you're using to
Yeah,
live
we're
up.
just gonna roll it that way. I was looking for a button on the sheet so I'd have the fun
Yeah, I don't
like,
think there's a
type
button for
around
that.
it.
Yeah, there's no button for balance.
But there's so many things that make you roll it.
I know.
Mm-hmm. There's not a button for balance on the new sheets either.
I roll a 7.
It's not
Take
bad.
that as you will.
All right, on a 7 to 9, let's call someone out move, but let's see what your fate's playthings does to it. On a hit, they must do it. Okay, they have to do it or mark 2 conditions. She will indeed consider what you have said in your rambling frog story, and provided she ever gets out of this cell, will at the very least consider taking something else and doing that other thing instead of just blindly following the Fire Nation. With 7 to 9, they also challenge your view of the world in turn.
Uh-oh.
Dread. I think her line along there is. You're one of us. Why are you here on the wrong side of the war? And go home. What she wants you to do is go home, not necessarily go back to the Fire Nation. See what it's like there. Oh, that's not a miss.
Yeah, it's mark 1 fatigue or they shift your balance.
Yeah, they challenge me. That's still actively challenging my view of the world. I don't like it. I'm mad about it.
Probably mark 1 fatigue. She's shifting your balance towards what are your 2 things?
Determination and patience.
Patience and determination. Which one is that?
For going home, it might be determination, but it's a more active thing, at least, out of the two.
I'm gonna say that she's pushing it towards patience, partially from metagame, partially because
I don't care.
he is very determined in the way he told the story about the frog, and she's kind of trying to say, yeah, your worldviews aren't quite right either, go home and change them. So that's more a matter of sit back, stop acting, and consider something else.
I kick her in the shin and leave.
Strong approval. That's great. All
Yeah,
right.
I don't need any of this. I'm not part of the Fire Nation. It's your war, I say as I leave, not mine.
Yep. To quickly check out my thing, the actual thing that wasn't for so what it used to be called was forgive someone who harmed you, I believe it was. Where was it? I removed it here. Forgive someone for their previous wrongdoing. What it's been rewritten to is actually show for mercy or forgiveness to a dangerous person. I think I technically showed mercy to her, even if I had to be pushed to do it.
Immediately? Yeah, I would go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
In the
Bao's.
situation?
I mean, Bao's point was it's so much worse to keep her alive for her than to kill her.
I
So I think
disagree. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Were you doing it to show her mercy, or were you doing it to prolong her agony?
I was not doing it to prolong her agony.
In which case, you're good.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I think we have one other scene that actually needs doing, and then a couple other scenes that are
We can
right.
hand wave them.
We can talk our way through these and hand wave the majority of them. The one other scene that I think needs actual doing is probably the siblings. Would you
Mhm.
guys agree?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so. We haven't had one with them, and they literally, in character, feel neglected for that.
All right. What do you guys do to actually find them, and who is around for this?
Boys, he just starts shouting.
Just go find Min. I mean, Min will know where they are.
Yeah,
She's been
she said
watching
she
them.
would know where they are. Yeah.
That's a very sensible solution. All right. Yeah, Min knows where they are. She points you in their direction. They're in the middle of. No, they're outside.
Poking a dead body with a stick. What?
They're outside looking at the houses and trying to say, like, which one do we get? Essentially.
I think Bao goes behind them, picks them up, and just carries them to his house.
Just earthbend wave them. Just the ripple of earth comes up and just pushes them.
Kind of hilarious. I will ask, who is there? Are
Oh,
we
Dama's not.
Dama's not?
No, because I don't know these children.
I think Quiwa will be there. They talked to her before.
I'm pretty sure you earthbend or firebended some tea to get away from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've avoided these children at every turn.
I
Why would I
want to say
willingly go?
I think Sato's there as well, just to
Mhm.
find out more of what Maseri was doing.
Yeah, that's fair. I think they're a little house arrest interrogation.
And I think we was sticking with Bao who at this point?
Yes. Yeah, so Quiwa
Alright.
and Sato could be
And
there.
you guys pick them up by their collars, march them into the house, plunk them down on chairs, and they are looking at you kind of stone-faced, just a little bit.
Yeah, I think Bao's gonna.
Do that.
Yeah, Bao's gonna stand there with his arms crossed, and then sigh and go, "I'm sorry."
You're sorry for what?
I'm sorry. I've neglected you recently. Things have been a little crazy. As he gestures to the new room they're in, as you can tell, I get that you miss me and you want me home, but I need a job.
No, you taught us how to do apologies. But is an excuse. What you're supposed to say next is, and I'm going to do this to make it better.
Don't mix up with don't mess with the template.
And as soon as all of this is over, I will take a long vacation and we can go to Ba Sing Se.
Quiwa looks more excited about that than the kids.
This is never going to be over. It hasn't been over for the entire time. Apology not accepted. You can expect them going back and forth on this one at any point with their speeching.
Okay, let me explain where I've been. He will just tell the story and how he was arrested for no reason.
Like
See,
the
this
whole
is why
campaign
you should,
story, yeah.
this is why you should quit your job. Or if you can't do that, at least take us with you. We could have been
It's
with you in person,
dangerous.
and we can deal with danger.
No, you have actively caused danger.
Which means we can deal with it.
I will. How about this? I will make you a deal.
What deal?
I will get my good friend Min to teach you, and he'll point at
They're your brothers. You should know
which
their
one?
name without looking them up.
I need to know which one's the Earthbender.
I have
Bao
no
Zhang
idea.
points to Bao Zhang. It says Min will teach you how to be a great Earthbender, a great fighter, and you, Bao Bei, she will get you to learn any weapon you want from a trainer. And then, once you are prepared enough, we can do jobs together. But you have to train like I had to train.
I don't think you get it. We don't want to train with Min. We've been training with Min since you left us. We want to go with you.
You're 10 to
That's
13.
We're 13.
You're
We're not 10.
nebulously young.
When's your
nebulously
birthday
too
again?
young.
I don't remember. I'm sure I got you something
Our
fine.
job is protecting her. And they point at Quiwa. Why can't you at least, together with that, protect us too?
Because
not
that
fair
is
on enough.
tripling my workload.
And isn't it worth that for us?
You're safer here than out there. Just please understand that this is not permanent. I understand it has been very bad, and I am sorry for that. I promise, as soon as all of this craziness is done with, we will take a long vacation, or Quiwa can fire me.
I tried. Quiwa has been watching silently this whole time. But at that, she says, I tried. And then shuts up
Because
again.
there's too much stuff to deal with right now. Once the craziness is done, we can take a vacation. We'll go to the Ba Sing Se Zoo.
I think in the background you can just hear the whistle of a teapot as Sato's like in the kitchen.
We'll go to Kyoshi Island. We'll take a long vacation.
They look sad, and they look kind of defeated, but not because they agree with what you're saying.
They just don't believe you?
I think what they say is, your promises don't mean anything. You've broken so many. When later and this is all over, never comes. If you're just going to leave us, leave us. We've said what we want. And if you're going to ignore that, just go.
Can you two clear the room for a minute?
The rest of us? Or two means thinking twins or the other two PCs here?
No, the other two PCs.
Okay, yeah. Quiwa. I think, let's say this. It's been long enough that Quiwa has calmed down from the previous, not liking what you said to her scene. So I think she's not in the same mood that she was in before. So in that case, she gives you a look that's like, good luck in what to say, as she leaves.
It's not going to be a lot of talking.
I'm going to beat them up.
Sato?
I think Sato sets the tea down on the table and there's a quick grandfather type look at the kids like, you done just pissed off your dad, kind of like you fucked up, and he leaves.
So Bao's gonna as they leave, he will earthbend the door closed and say, "If you think you could go out there with me on my job, prove it. And I'm gonna rely on my skills and training to have a mock fight with my brothers. And if they can beat me, they can come with. That's the deal.
Love
Okay.
it.
So is a success them beating? Like what? How would we do
Me
a dice roll?
succeeding is like, I think full success is Bao wins, and they're like, okay, yeah,
We
this
say
is
we're
fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
7 to 9 is you win, but they're not okay with it.
they're
Probably.
not fine with it. Yeah, they're like still mad about it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
If I lose, they just win, and now they come along.
Excellent. I wanted to have them on our next mission, to be honest.
Great.
And we're going to the Fire Nation. Yay!
I will roll focus.
We're just gonna start earthbending in the middle of everything. One of them will
I
at
swear
least.
to God.
Yeah, you're not getting any help with that.
Yeah, you sent us out. We can't help you.
So-
almost a little bit after it's very, very quiet. You give it about 2 minutes, probably call out, see are you still okay or something.
Yeah, we like knock on the stone door after a bit.
Until you notice a bit of earth beside you on the ground. And then they come out of that tunnel that they have just built through the floor, out the ground, and up, and say, "So where are we going?"
And I think we'll end the scene on probably our shocked faces. We don't even, I don't think, get a chance to respond.
I need something from these kids though.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Sato just looks down very, very surprised after hearing what just transpired inside and them coming out. And he says, seems you have earned your place with us. And there's a lot of apprehension in that sentence. But I need the both of you to do something for me.
What is it?
You had some contact with the firebender woman. She
asked us-
mentioned you did some things for her. What were they?
She asked us to talk to the guards in front of the house to distract them, so we did.
We would just. Is that what she's thinking right now? Just.
Boys, I need you to understand that that woman did something that was not good, and your actions have directly contributed to that. You cannot trust everyone that comes along. Especially if you will be with us.
We know we can't trust everyone, and they're a little bit more on the serious side now. But we were doing it because she said that she could get our brother back. And if this is the ending of that, maybe she was right. But we know we shouldn't trust strangers, and I guess it won't be a problem anymore because we'll have you.
You're right, you will. And from this moment on, you will train like we do. Come with me. You have much to learn. And Sato's going to spend some time teaching them seek vulnerabilities, because it's a universal technique.
Nice.
Absolutely, they should go with you for now, at least. Or for now.
If anyone peeks in, like, the room, like, if
Quiwa
the
does,
wall comes
but yeah, it probably grabs an earthbender to take it down.
Bao is, like, knocked out on the floor. He's got a big conch on his head. And, like, it's obvious that what happened was they earthbended, like, silently behind his knees. And then they knocked him over and knocked him out.
Perfect. Quiwa takes this chance to flee and go to find Anchiqua alone for once.
No!
Look, you locked her in a room. This is revenge.
Yeah.
So the rest of the things we have can be pretty quickly gone over here. I know that one of the ones we wanted to do was talking to the Mudbender, specifically Tianlo, to learn a move. If we don't role play that out, I do have the answers if you want to roll that. He would be willing to teach you. However, I will telegraph here, who
He's
your
gonna want
teacher
something.
is will definitely affect your learned or mastery conditions in interesting ways. So yes,
Mhm.
you can learn from him. There might be consequences from learning from him.
Yeah. Bao's whole argument is gonna be like, you care about power. Why don't you make the Earth Nation more powerful? Ergo, make me more powerful. Teach me how to mudbend, and I can
Um,
reduce your sentence. Like that's how he's gonna.
he's actually more than willing to help you. Like he would like to get something out of it. Namely some service from you when he needs it. That's, not break him out of jail. That's, when he gets out of jail, bodyguarding from you would be nice at some point. Potentially, if that's not applicable, he's probably going to ask, hey, can I see Aeon more?
Oh my god.
Look, I have a nice little Fire Nation person here. Okay, anyhow, past that, he is going to agree to help you. I think the role will depend on whether or not I actually have to give a learning condition as to this is what you need to do to actually live.
Is it
It's a mastery
training?
condition. Yeah, it's a training move. Yeah.
Given the learned condition is not. So, make the roll and I'll tell you what your mastery condition is.
Okay, so is the training move, is your balance in line with your center, or are you free from conditions? My balance is in line with my center, so take +1.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
My center is +1 self-reliance, -1 trust. Because I tipped over.
You and your teacher share at least one background.
I'm military and collector?
I doubt it. I don't think so. I'll open it
I'm
again.
gonna export a move I'm just taking because I have growth in the middle of a session because of my goal things. Okay, it does work.
Yeah, we have a backgrounds on NPC sheets, but also military, no. Collector, not really. So I'm gonna go with no.
Okay. Does your teacher agree with your reasons for training and learning?
What are they?
To become
Make
more
me
powerful.
Yeah, make me more powerful. His thing is about power, yeah. Is the technique easy to grasp based on your current training, experience, and skills? I assume yes.
No.
No?
You have been dealing with crystals and the hardest of rocks and make things harder and protect me. This is the opposite. It is earth and water.
It's like Toph and sandbending.
Yeah. This is kind of the antithesis of what you already know right now.
It's grind and knead the earth, not organize and expand.
Yeah, it's closer to a
Yeah,
water
you're very much
mentality.
a bug Pokemon with Harden. This is
That is fair.
Yeah, and now you gotta learn
so
Poison Sting.
Just 2d6?
Alright, make the roll.
An 8!
On a 7th time, either it takes more time than normal, or you must mark 2 conditions. The more time than normal would probably mean something along the lines of midway through the next arc you get it. I'm not going to...
Yeah, you wouldn't have it at the start
just
of immediately. You
I'll
wouldn't
mark 2 conditions.
Okay.
That's a little bit cheap because I'm starting you with no conditions.
Is that going to be the case?
Yeah,
I could just start next one with 2 conditions.
You can either start next one with new conditions, but I was just gonna clear everyone's, assuming that there was a journey that we're not showing.
Up to you. I have no conditions right now anyways, so...
There was gonna be an
Doesn't
outfit
affect me.
change too, like a mandatory outfit change.
That's why I chose get a fancy new outfit for one of my goals.
Oh my gosh.
I also chose tame or befriend a dangerous beast or rare creature, by the way, Indigo. So just a heads up, I'm expecting weird animals.
dragon.
I wanted to at the end of the session we'll have a short talk about next week so we can be on the same page about it.
Fair enough.
Can dragons be part animal and part other thing?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
I will give you your mastery condition because I am very pleased with this mastery condition.
I'm very excited for this
I'm
mastery
excited.
condition.
Yes.
In pursuit of your personal, individual, and self-oriented goals, meaningfully and impactfully hinder the goals of your allies 3 times.
Hinder the goals of your allies 3 times.
Get 3 strikes.
Yep. You gotta learn to be more selfish.
Enter the
I
goals.
love it. Oh, it's so good.
Allies 3 times. Yep.
Does it have to be
Okay.
the same one, or can I do 3
No,
different ones?
it is your
It can be-
own reverse 3-strike rule.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you
god.
have to earn 3 strikes.
Okay. I'll find the name of the mud move so I can put down like what it actually is. So it would be learned but not trained.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And the name of the move is Thick Mud.
Thick mud. And it's learned. And it's an evade and observe move.
Yep.
All right. For the rest of the things. Oh, I didn't telegraph that well enough. Okay, I'm going to give you an overview of where we're at right now. I'll give you each a chance to do one thing if you want to, and make a roll for it. And then we will do one last roll of this arc with all of those rolls basically telling you how well that roll went.
Cool.
Right now, everything that we've had has happened. The city is still somewhat uneasy and on the edge of things. We do have the little miniature anti-firebender squad, who has about 20 members and are quite militant, not necessarily against firebenders in town, but are worried about coming out.
Did not mean to do that, sorry.
As you think about some of the things that Misseri said, you realize that the Fire Nation is probably coming. Food is a worry, but not. You can probably survive the winter, but it's gonna be dratted close. Defenses enough to send off the Fire Nation? Who knows? And what was the last one?
Housing, I think, was dealt with now, wasn't it? Or is that still a thing?
Housing is mostly a matter of time.
It's
So
time, yeah.
if you're moving things away to deal with other things right now, housing is dealt with enough. Right now, your big threats would probably be people are coming, the city is on edge, and you still technically have some very vocal factions.
So for Sato's part, I think it makes the most sense for him to train these people how to defend themselves against a firebender.
Sounds good. How are you doing that? Make a roll.
I'm relying on my skills and training, just putting them up against me and showing them where firebenders are weak by actually fighting against them.
So you're holding seminars about everyone try to beat me up. We'll talk about it after.
Yes.
Right.
And thanks to my talisman move, I can use harmony when relying on my skills and training.
Nice.
You made a random roll to see what condition you take?
No, I was wanting to change it, and I accidentally hit roll instead of.
Okay.
Again, I'm not going to necessarily say how these work right away. They will be rolled
I-
into the last roll here.
I'd be willing to help with that endeavor.
No, I'm not back. Yeah, I won't. Yes.
Okay. I will
And I won't take
spend.
that as your action because I'm already playing outside the rules of
Yeah.
right now.
I assume that helps with defenses in some manner.
Okay, 7 on that. Anyone else wanting to do anything?
I
Yep.
think we will. Oh, yeah. Go ahead
Oh
first.
no,
Yeah, go ahead.
we both have an equally important one. I wanted to finish my get the spirits to watch the gate plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yes, I'm full of determination. This is all that I've been saving my determination for. Because I took the 2 fatigue instead of the balance shift there, so I'm still at +3.
So roll whatever you choose to roll, and I assume you're then living up to your principle, so you can roll with the +3 there?
Oh no, yes, I'm living up to my principle, but because this is changing Duo Fei into a town aligned with the spirits, I don't need to mark fatigue to roll with my principle.
Absolutely.
I can
I'm good
just
with this.
roll +3. This is relying on my skills and training, or pushing my luck. Either one, it's going to be the same roll, with the goal of finishing the project of the communication with the spirits to get some sort of like tentative quid pro quo alliance with the Paisho Gorilla Goat.
You might need a 10 plus to get it fully to that level, but you will absolutely get some benefit even if it's lower. They're still happier with you.
You bring us food?
Nope, it's Punch the Fire Nation.
I can have.
Punch the Fire
I think
Nation in the woods.
if you both did things for defenses, so I'm not going to worry about defenses. I think we was gonna try to take what we have learned about the spirits to heart, and she's gonna. She has to. She'll go by herself, but she'll take. She's not. She's gonna take whatever remnants of the hunting party are still willing to go, and go hunting without traps, since that's apparently what the spirits hate, and then just go at it with like a bow and arrow and a knife, and start hunting the creatures down for food, since apparently that's fine.
Fair.
All right, make your roll and make your argument.
I would say, on one hand, I'm not sure if this is skills or training, because she doesn't have the wilderness background, but she does have the military one for archery. So I don't know for this, honestly. We already did find the clearings. Sorry?
I'd go with a pusher at luck, just as an easy one.
Luckily, I have +2 in passion, so I can work with that. In fact, I'm glad we're doing that. I just realized that my passion is higher than my focus. So, excellent.
Yep.
That's a 13.
Wow. Nice.
Food will not be a problem. Balhu, anything you're doing?
So what's left to do?
I have an idea.
Anti-Fire Nation military in your group, and the populace is still very, very on edge.
Yeah,
What's your
morale.
idea?
Quell the mob is the
Yeah, morale and social dealing
Order
with
is-
people, social order. Yeah.
I would like to deal. I think morale will go up naturally once things get better. I need to deal with the social situation.
Fair enough.
And I will do that by cracking down hard.
nothing
So the
fixes
town-
social problems like
The-
authoritarian.
The
So the
beatings
town
will
square-
continue until morale improves.
Yeah. So the town square I now envision just to be populated with little people's heads as they've been sunk up to the neck for their descent.
Yep.
That's how you practice your mud bending.
Well, I need to. I want to try and rely on my skills in training, but
Yeah, mud
I have
bending.
military background and a collector. I don't think I can collect my way
So
out of
you're
it.
dealing with the general populace like they're military.
Yeah,
Well, I
where's
mean, you could rely on your skills in training by doing what a drill sergeant does, like break people down to
Mhm.
follow orders and not go off on their own. And you
Yeah.
know,
I like that
We're
better.
at wartime here. You're gonna
No,
listen
I
to it, yeah.
Good. It's
People
still
who
bad.
are trying to
Oh, it's
train to be
terrible,
military.
and I love it.
You have a group of people who are trying and trained to be military. They are aiming themselves directly
Yeah.
at the Fire Nation. So
You could
if
turn
you're
the,
just-
the anti-Fire
social
Nation
aspect of
militant
it,
group
you
into an actual squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanna take their passion and their heart and go like, get the bad ones. Don't get all of them. Get the bad. I'm like taking them into a finely honed spear that we could use.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with skills and training because I'm not in the mood to quibble. Go ahead.
Yay! 9.
Alrighty. We've got a couple of roles. As mentioned, the Fire Nation, after a while here, is going to show up on the doorstep. They were alerted by Bakto, and while he may have taken a little bit of time to rest, recuperate, and get better from the incredible immoral beating he took, he still wants his kid back, and this is the way to do it. We are not going to have a large-scale battle. We are going to have our role. And I'm going to basically say, hey, look, here are the different places of where the city's at. Plus, minus 1. And see where the city ends up. That's basically where we leave off.
Okay.
We have copious amounts of food, so I'm giving that a +1. We have riots Not happening right now, but right on the edge, and the Fire Nation showing up is probably going to tip that over into something that's not very good, or at least not productive. I'm taking a -1 for that. You seem to have a pretty stable social situation of who's in charge with committees and figuring that out from Kiang and whatnot. I'm quite happy with that. Anka's not around to cause trouble, and no one is causing trouble, so no issues there. I'm just not going to take anything away for that. Masiri is imprisoned but not dead. Again, no real problems one way or the other, leaving that alone. Siblings are not going to actively betray you again. Congratulations.
They are actually actively helping fight. Is that a +1?
I'm
I mean,
pretty
they could
sure
kick Bao's ass.
10-year-olds are not going to be a +1 to this, but trust me, they're not a minus, which we're this close to be. Shoring up defenses, we had 2 people working on that. Almost 3. I'm not really. Nah, 3 people worked on it. 3 people worked on it. 3 it is. And yeah, roll with a +4, and we'll see how well this attack goes. I guess, if you are okay with that.
Princess?
Guiwa, it's your
Yes.
city.
Okay. Just, I know my dice rolls. You asked for it. Okay.
There we go. So the final, you are able to repel the Fire Nation, and fairly handily with the defenses that you had. Everyone is kind of celebratory, but you also know the Fire Nation is still out there. They now very much do know where you are. However, that being said, the populace has definitely taken heart and settled down from this victory. They will probably be easier to manage, more hopeful, and even if the Fire Nation is out there, you have a feeling like you can deal with them. Free Fae is hopeful, and it is, with, the camera pan out, it is a feeling of there were a lot of tribulations, but this is a new home.
We finally get our mountainside view. We get windows in some of our rooms, and we look out on the distant mountainside at the retreating Fire Nation army.
Yep.
Ooh, I imagine the windows are, instead of like glass, they're like crystal.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Of course.
I was gonna say there was open windows, but okay. Very unsafe.
Anyone else
Star
want to
Wars
add
windows.
their own personal epilogues here?
Baohu gets tiny armor made for his brothers. Because they beat him in a fight. He didn't think they would.
All right.
I think we just see
made.
Quiwa spending more time with Antiqua and is just growing closer to him over time, but nothing specific and nothing that wouldn't just be something we already seen.
As far as Sato, I think he spends a lot of his time. I think we see the montage of him like talking to Maseri a lot, trying to break through to her. Whether or not that's successful is completely open ended. But yeah, I think we get the montage of him coming in, looking meek and trying to apologize. And then there's the arguments and all this other stuff, and just over time, a bunch of things happen. How it pans out is anyone's guess.
She is a lot more receptive. Well, not a lot more. She is more receptive now that the Fire Nation attack has come, and she is still stuck.
So she couldn't be rescued by them.
Yeah. She was very much counting on that, hence the hostility.
Which is funny, given that she would have been dead before they arrived if she kept. She almost was.
And now for the goofy epilogue. Did we figure out who has Sato's child? Do we have a name?
Sato has
Okay.
named his child, I believe, in his backstory.
Not the child
No.
name.
The
Fire
person,
Nation
Hanto
guy.
has him.
Hanto?
Mhm.
Our big bad from season 1.
Yes, Hanto has the child.
It's so confusing.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the last epilogue scene is Dava's, and it's at like the lunch table or something. And
I like that it
it's-
also comes back full circle, and we're just—is it all of us at the lunch table?
Yeah, but it's straight up spirit possession, prophetic vision about like a gathering of champions on Honto's private island.
Do you just go like pseudo avatar state for a second and see this?
Something like that, but it is like one of the like I will do yeah, it's one of the destiny details that is employed to retrieve the boy.
Excellent.
Your destiny to win at Pie Show involves saving this kid. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep,
Through Pie Show, obviously.
through Pie Show. Obviously.
Yeah, I love it.
Cool.
All right. I think with that, book 2 comes to a close.
Yep.
All right. Growth question.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That is a thing.
Thanks.
Did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world? I think so.
My brothers can fight and really well because I rolled really bad.
I'm so glad.
Families are hard. I think that's the name
Yeah.
of this
Hard.
episode.
Yeah. Family will definitely be in the episode name. Family ties? That seems... I want something to do with Bao getting beat up.
Growing pains. Oh.
Growing pains.
Yeah. Anyhow, aside from picking the session name, end of session
Mhm.
move.
And then so we did.
So
Did
we-
you learn
we-
something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
I'd say that
Mhm.
implies yes.
Yeah.
Stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem.
Fire Nation Army, gone.
Yay!
And guide companions toward balance or end the session at your center.
I'm at my center.
I was at my center, then I got pushed and pulled more. I am... No.
How about Dama?
Oh, I help stop a dangerous problem or QD threat. I'm not anywhere near my center.
Did you help move anyone else to center?
I think it was Bao and Sato who did the guiding this session.
Yeah, but I did spend meaningful time with someone else focused on their concerns and troubles.
That's true.
Yes, you
There you
did.
go. Yeah, personal questions.
Did
Yeah,
I
personal growth.
Did I express vulnerability by admitting you were wrong or that you should have listened to someone you ignored? Never. Quiwa has never done
Never
that.
done that. Did you pursue a goal or desire or goal of your own outside of protecting others? No. I still got a growth though, so I got to do something with it.
I already put my
Oh.
move that I got in chat. I basically got read a person since I wanted that anyways.
Mm-hmm. I'll figure out what to do with mine between sessions.
I'll be coming back in book 3 as Aeon, very likely, but I may consider taking a look at another playbook.
But they have to, if it's not Aeon, they have to be from this area. Otherwise,
It
that
will
would
be
super make
Aeon.
sense.
It just may be a different playbook Aeon.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
Aeon has changed in the interim.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Two strikes.
What was the
Does
first
changing
strike?
playbook get rid of strikes?
The first strike was. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Betraying us to the Mudman.
Was it?
I think talking to the political guy, actually, the guy you just had the Mudman of.
The guy, yeah,
Trying to
Mudman talk.
to him got me a strike.
Hold on. You talked to him in order to like, hey, how's the Fire Nation doing? Bao
How
went,
can I
teach me how to
defend-
fight people.
Yeah, admittedly, I
There's
do.
a difference.
Saying,
num-
so how can I communicate with Fire Nation?
Yeah, and then number 2 was letting the assassin go and be like, hey, just make sure you don't tell him.
Okay. Sato, what was your personal question? Did we do it?
I don't
Yeah,
have
that
one.
would.
Oh.
I have that get your companions to lose their balance thing.
Mm.
Push
Cool.
us over the edge.
I've chosen my new drives for next. I mentioned get a fancy new outfit, tame or befriend a dangerous beast or rare creature. My last one, which I can sort of do anytime, is make a friend live up to a principle they have neglected.
Mm.
So I'll probably do, like, just somewhere interrupt next arc with that. And that's it.
There's plenty of yeah.
The big one will
I'll-
probably be bow, let me live my life, because that's basically going to be what she's been attempting so often.
I'm just gonna say there's gonna be a lot of dangerous people to kiss at that pie show tournament.
So do you want to talk about the next arc?
I'm good to do it
'cause
on stream or off stream, whichever you'd prefer.
I mean, I'm transparent about my processes. That doesn't matter to me.
Okay, let's just keep going.
So it's going to be a lot more of a regimented arc. Where it's like playing through a chunk. A tonal shift from doing an actual adventure. This is a very straightforward mission. So there's a 5-day pie show tournament on Honto's private resort island because he's a supervillain.
Yes.
There's a 5-day pie show tournament. The group
No,
of you,
Mr. Akane. I want you
I
to
just could
die.
imagine, like, there's like, I've had my military career, but also I have patent money.
Yeah, something like that.
He invented the
Yeah.
warships or something ridiculous, like something that would
Huh.
make him stupid wealthy in the war.
Mhm. Yeah, but there's a 5-day pie show tournament that he is hosting. You do know that on the island is Sato's child. That is submission. That is the secret. That is your like primary objective is to recover the child. But you're going in under the guise of participants. So we all need fake identities to enter the tournament with.
I love that this is.
This is a
like,
James Bond
This is
mission.
blood sport with pie show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question.
hmm.
Do we need Fire Nation cover identities, or can they be like Earth Nation people?
Are the colonies allowed to participate?
This is
This is only 10 years
it's-
after the war
this is not a-
started.
this is not a governmental based.
Yeah, it's an
Oh.
invitation only, pie show tournament. So
Yeah.
So everyone's a
want the best.
VIP. Yeah, that's true.
Mhm. Yeah, everyone's a VIP.
This
Each
is
day-
vacation, Honto.
Yeah, pretty much. Each day there'll be one tournament match per player. There's like a pairings list, and if you're there for it and you didn't lose your last match, you move on to the next day's like play cycle. After the big game of the day, there's like a little feast. Well, it's like a party every day. It's a 5-day party. During this portion, it's Duelist City, okay? People do off-books pie show matches for
Yep.
secret deals and stuff.
Secret deals and
that's-
tiles and
Yeah, that stuff happens. Everyone's put up on the island, so you're all trapped on the island together during
It's gonna-
this.
I'm just going to point out the last time there was a multi-day party on Fire Island, it did not pan out well.
It's not on Fire Island. It's on a separate private island, but it still might burn down. That's still.
of
in
course
the
it might burn
cards.
down. That's like
As long as there's water.
70% of parties on multi-day parties on private islands
That's
ends
still
with
in the-
arson.
Yeah, that's still in the cards. Things like assassinating the person you lost pie show to continue on to the tournament is normal.
Excellent. So this
So
is
the loss at pie show does not mean the ejection from the tournament. You just have to rectify it before the morning comes and they do the new pairings.
Yeah.
Yes, I
'Cause if-
didn't lose if the other guy's dead.
if the winner
Yeah.
doesn't show up, then the loser, the one who lost to them, then
It's assumed
wins.
to be the winner.
I
Excellent.
didn't lose. The guy. I mean, I lost, but the guy has his hands are broken. He can't play my show anymore.
Yeah, stuff like that. You got 5 days to find the kid. Your boat comes at the end of those 5 days. So between the tournament events, which will be structured, and I will like stop what you're doing to be like, no, now you have to go to tournament pairings.
yeah, the like horn
Right.
blows across the island, and like we're in the
Yeah.
middle of fighting against assassins for our lives, and we'd stop and go to the tournament.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I can imagine it being timed to real time, so it's like, and 7 o'clock has hit.
It's
now
Pie
we're
Show
going.
Con. That's what it feels we're going to.
Yeah, but yeah, each session will be 1 day of the tournament.
Okay.
So if we don't finish or we
Excellent.
get somewhere lost, the next one starts at the morning.
Yep.
So it'll be a little bit more regimented, but as a response to that, you'll have a lot more control about who's involved in the story. For instance, do we have anyone we definitely want also participating?
It has many ridiculous.
I like the
people.
twins being
No,
there.
The
the twins will
twins
get
will
right.
have to be there.
Yeah, the twins will have to be there. I have them down on my list of other NPCs that'll be involved, but the twins
Yeah.
can't participate in this adult tournament.
No, they wouldn't
Yeah.
participate, but
Unless
they'll be
you
on the
stack
island.
them on top of each other in a trench coat, but that's a different
I-
conversation.
We'd have to probably have to stop them from doing that because I'm sure they will attempt to.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't like them anymore.
I kind of dig the idea that Pana like convinced his sister to come here
Oh
as
my
a way
God.
to get away from it all.
And where
wait,
we
they're
show
going to
up.
the fight. They're going to the Fire Nation to get away.
But it's
from
not
the Fire Nation?
technically the Fire Nation. I think it's like, you know,
I could see they went to like back when this was a deserted island, like 10 years ago. We played on here as a kid or something like that, and now they go there for like
Now, are they
intended to
participants or
vacation
they-
here, and
Are they
then
participating or are they vacationing?
Participating because Pana loves Pai Sho, so.
I think at
So-
least Pana's
So
participating.
Pana's participating, and what's the sister's name again, so I don't forget?
Anka.
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 Yeah, and
Um,
Anka is just
Person I'd
there.
really like to see is Lieutenant Kai, and I'd very much
Yeah.
like him.
Mhm.
Yep, under Honto.
Um,
I mean, he's under Honto, so you know he'll probably be
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Anka
Anyways.
will
He's-
be there, but Honto's not
Um,
participating. He is the tournament host.
I'd kind of like the idea of us having a secret contact in case we need an emergency exit, and
Oh,
it's the surfer
Connacht.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Connacht. He isn't participating. He's like in hiding in like a cave near the shore or something.
yeah, he's
All right,
gathering
bros.
intelligence.
No, he's disguised as the lifeguard. That's what he is.
I would love to also see at least one of the. I think we have like 3 different backfire people who escaped with us.
Yeah.
and left.
Backfire would probably be in here somewhere.
There's
there's-
a lot of options there, but at least one of them would be great to see.
There's also a woman from my backstory, Hiyori Hojo. She almost deserted with Sato, but decided against it. It seems like a decent way to pull her in.
And speaking of backfire, Quiwa, in her backstory, she got arrested because her friend convinced her to sneak out to an underground Pai Sho tournament when she got arrested.
Who's the
Who-
friend?
Who
Who's the
and that friend was
She's
actually
there.
arrested with her and was a part of backfire. So like that ties
What's her
into
name?
both.
Yeah, she's our
I
back-
never named her.
She's our back.
I don't have a name for her.
Okay.
I never named her.
I'm
But
asking the name. She's our
let me go
backfire
find it.
participant now.
Hold on. Let me pull up the book and grab it.
Yeah, but I don't know. We've done two chunks of playing Avatar like you're supposed to play it.
And now let's get weird.
Well, it's not so much weird. I'm gonna run it more the way that I just like to run story games, which is where we go through the motions of the story and we let the game dictate where things go.
Mhm.
Which is not really a feature of Avatar, but is pretty normal for running story games.
Yeah,
Right.
Avatar is
Mhm.
more structured because it's trying to be a very specific TV show.
Yeah.
Well,
this
And
is
the mechanics of the game are sort of more pointed toward what is the interaction between you as all of these events unfold that just put stress on you. Like that the only reason events exist is to
this
make
is a
you
different
stress out.
Yeah, this is a different director who didn't get the briefing notes. We are
Yeah,
tournament
this
season.
is what's his name? The guy behind Thor Ragnarok and
Oh,
Jojo
Taika
Rabbit.
Waititi?
This is
Taika
Taika
Waititi
Waititi. That's what it kind of feels like to me.
For one last character, Aeon's parental figure is from the Fire Nation.
Oh, you're
And that's her name.
the engineer lady.
Aeon's air quotes mom.
I like the idea. This doesn't have to be like even like it could never come up. I also just like the idea there's White Lotus people there, but like we never interact with them.
Yeah, the whole roster of the tournament will be filled. And
Yeah.
I'll just be giving you random names, I guess.
I would kind of appreciate not very lengthy, but I would. This is a lot of work on you, so you really don't have to. But I would be entertained by each participant in the tournament when we actually see them on screen, having like a one short paragraph, three sentence backstory, each of which is very main character-y. Like
They're all the main characters in their
No,
own
no.
Pai Sho shows.
They all get announced. Everyone gets announced. Everyone has a moniker they're announced with.
We have to write our own announcement speech every single week.
No,
That's
you need.
different.
So the things you're gonna need your outfit. You're gonna need your undercover outfit. You're gonna need an undercover name and/or identity, even if you're using the same name. Like you're gonna need like your canned backline that you give people when interrogated.
Yeah, we
We
need
need
a
a legend.
Mhm.
Yeah, like your justification for why you're in this tournament, and like that'll serve as that purpose for y'all.
What place is Dama having in this?
Or Dama's just gonna be a participant in the tournament, but Dama's gonna be taking it a lot more seriously.
Oh,
Which
so,
is
why
so
Dama's an
we're all,
NPC.
yeah, Dom was just the one like, no, I gotta like practice my
No,
moves, and we're
sorry,
like,
I'm
but we gotta find the
very-
kid.
If there's actually a
I
tournament
love that.
by the end of this, will we know who won?
It's gonna be Dama.
It'll be Dama.
Yeah, that is
So, when
predetermined.
Mark reaches the top, do we get to fight Dama?
Yes.
You get to fight Dama.
Yes,
in-
Dama's gonna just be on the participant roster like everyone else.
He'll just win.
He'll just win whenever. Yeah,
Yeah, whatever narratively appropriate, Dom will just win. The actual justification is more of you registered as a group and you're not going to get like sent home because you're under the pretense of like, oh, you're here with a party kind of
yeah.
thing.
Okay.
So you're not
So
going to
like if everyone in the party got knocked out, then we'd have to go home.
Then you'd
but
have to
because
go
Dama's
home.
just winning, we
Yeah,
get to stay.
That
yeah, that's
makes
Dama's
sense.
part of the ruse is justifying
Yeah.
your appearance there for as long as you are. Like
Mhm.
when the whole group's kicked out, you have to leave. You're no longer welcome at the tournament.
Yeah, but Dama's gonna win. So
If you trust that Dama's not going to lose, what do we have any motivation why we shouldn't lose?
I mean, we should.
That just means we have more time to search.
I think we probably. Here's my idea for that. We get extra access to certain parts of the island the higher up we go in the tournament.
Yeah, you can. It's less
Like
access.
personally, not the group, but like the
Yeah.
people who advance get individual access to parts of the island.
You get more access to the other participants if you are in the tournament. You're gonna not be as like confined to common areas and stuff.
And winning could possibly be like some kind of currency on the island. Like if you win against this person owes you something.
Yeah. If you want to be,
Yeah, for the yeah.
Oh, I got it. If you want to be at that banquet at the end of every night, you have to be part of the tournament. You miss a whole chunk of the day. Your motivation for not losing is just like access to what's going on.
We can still be around if we lose, but we will basically have to like sneak out and stuff like that.
Yeah, you'll have a harder time doing things if you've lost.
Yeah, losers can only be on the balcony to observe. Like that's it.
Things like that. I do want to leave you strategically losing on purpose on the table because you're right. It is a good idea at near the end to like get kicked out to give yourself more time. But like that needs to be a strategic decision because if you just do that right off the bat, you're going to spend a lot of time not doing anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you're stuck on the island for 5 days, no matter what.
I imagine
Like,
the early Pi Show battles would likely just be rely on your skills and training or push your luck, and later ones might end up, depending on their importance, be like a fight.
Yeah, there's going to be mini fights every day at the like main stage Pi Show event. And then the little ones that happen in the banquet or whatever can be relayed through rely on your skills and training unless it's like climactic moment.
Okay. Perfect. I don't think I have any questions. We'll just need to come up with our fake backstories. I think Quiwa might
I already have an idea.
I think Quiwa's going to cut her hair. Oh, Quiwa could just... No, that wouldn't be the case.
Ooh, you know what? You could... I have an idea for Quiwa, because she already has that betrothal necklace. Just go as like a waterbender person. Or like a water tribe, like Pai Show person.
I'll do that, I think.
Yeah, so it's going to be a silly tournament arc, and we're going to have a big ending where we achieve all of the things we want, or we all die on the island.
Yep. No in between. The entire island sinks into the water because it turns out it was a lion turtle. That's what we were on the entire time.
There's so many options.
Yeah. That's what makes it spiritual. It's a lion turtle.
Yep.
if we want, the pie shows spirits can come and play pie show because it's just the right time.
They might be having their own tournament in the spirit world, like
Oh, they're
adjacent
having
to
it.
ours.
They're obviously overlapping.
It's the convergent tournament, yeah.
Yeah.
So Dama is playing in one tournament when he's awake, and another tournament when he's asleep.
There's a lot of pie show happening. It's Duelist Island, okay? That's the whole event.
Yep.
But stabbing is still on the table if you want to solve problems that way too.
Quiwa is going to scheme. I don't know if she's going to stab.
I mean, unless I change my playbook, I'm still a passive. So,
And this gives you a way to be active in the persistem without breaking those pacifist ideals. It's like, no, I'm gonna duel everyone for what I want.
I mean, I did spend my time with you learning pie show, so
Yep.
I think Bao is going to be leaning more on his collector background. So he's going to be like a very fancy, like, oh, I collect these rare pie show tiles, but they're all made of like rock or crystal,
I don't
so he can mess
play
around.
pie show. I collect them. Like you're that.
Pie show is
You're
an
here to
art.
claim tiles.
We're playing for pink slips, but we're playing for tiles.
Excellent.
You're after a shiny.
I think Bao is gonna like go to Dama and be like, okay, what pie show tiles do I need for this like mission we're going
what
on?
is the-
And he will make them out of crystal himself to be like super cool.
Which is
Totally. You can have a total crystal pie show set that you can just also use surreptitiously to earthbend through people's chests.
I like
guess.
the idea. I like the idea of you having your part of your fake's backstory is like you've come here in search of like the legendary black onyx tiger tile or something like that.
Oh, the legendary pearlescent white lotus tile, obviously.
And then I don't know if y'all saw, but I sent a really good wiki how I found in the chat.
I saw it.
Yeah, the art is amazing.
WikiHow art, but for Avatar pie show was great.
It's so good. We should all check out the playing the ancient game of pie show WikiHow, because that is the funniest rendition of these rules I've seen. Cool. Yep. That's what I have for the tournament arc. It's goofy.
Sounds great.
But I also think it's a good way for our general premise of testing games. If you're gonna make a story game, how story game can we play it?
All right.
Okay. Then we'll be back next week, I think, with the beginning of the pie show tournament.
Yeah, we need
book 3 pie show.
it's book 3, like the tournament or something.
Yeah, the island, maybe.
We'll figure out a name. It'll be like Tournament on Blank Island or something. Is like the
just
whole
like
book.
Completely change genre for how we do the title as well, the book title.
Yeah. It's also going to be a different animation style, canonically.
Oh yeah, it's not Avatar anime,
animation
it's anime. Like everyone has giant eyes and different multicolored hair.
No, it's 90s anime, so it's
oh, I love that.
very
Yeah,
spiky.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh. It's hand drawn and spiky.
And then if we're going to visit an ultra wealthy island, everyone has paid to have ridiculous hair.
Yeah, we have like an anime intro song now, not just like the normal Avatar intro song. It's like
I want to be the one running with a field in the background. Sato claims that one.
Good.
I want to be part of the scene that's not part of the show at all. It's just a random scene that's
Perfect. Ku will have like a kind of obnoxious like transition where she shoots an arrow and then it transitions into like a pie show tile being placed on a board.
Yeah, I wanted to have fun with it, and then we can go back to the serious finish of the story.
Oh yeah.
And also, my whole thing's pie show. I might as well do the pie show arc.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and then I'm assuming for book 4 and 5, Dom will be much more spiritual than I have.
Yeah,
that's the
you'll have
next bit to
ascended.
lean on for Dama. I'll ascend into like a recognized master, and then I can focus on the spiritual part of him more.
Yep. Okay. We will be back then next week. Prepare yourselves. We will try our best. All right. Thank you for watching.